Sawa. So today, let's talk about something really special coming out of Kenya. We're looking at a company called Bluxel Africa, and let me tell you, their vision is massive. You see, they're not just another company building websites. No. What they're really building is a digital launchpad for the entire next generation of African entrepreneurs.
All right, so to really understand what Bluxel Africa is all about, you have to know why it started. We've got to go right back to the beginning. Because, like all the most powerful ideas, this one, it starts with a very personal story.
And there it is, right there. The whole company, the whole idea, it was born from the founder's own personal struggle. This wasn't some high-level business plan cooked up in a boardroom. Nah, this was real. It was personal. He knew exactly what it felt like to have this huge dream, this big vision, but to have no one there to back you up, no support system. Man, that is such a powerful place to start building something from.
Okay, so you see how this personal challenge, it doesn't just stay personal. It scales up, and it becomes this massive issue that truly countless entrepreneurs all across our continent are facing every single day. And this big problem, it actually has a name.
They call it the credibility gap. Now, what does that even mean? Well, think about it. You can have the most brilliant, world-changing idea, right? But if your website, your social media, your whole online presence, if it doesn't look professional, then people just don't trust you. It's that simple. You can't compete. And that one little gap, that can be the very thing that stops a fantastic idea dead in its tracks.
So what does this credibility gap feel like on the ground for an actual entrepreneur? Well, it's like a series of hurdles, one after the other. It's falling into that DIY trap, You try to build your own website to save money, but it just ends up looking, well, cheap. It doesn't show how amazing your idea truly is. It's hitting a brick wall because you have no one to ask for advice, no mentorship. Any single one of these hurdles can be the end of the road for an incredible idea before it even has a chance.
And this is where the Bluxel Africa story gets really, really interesting. This is the game changer. They looked at all these problems and they realized, you can't just be another digital agency. That's not enough. No, to really solve this, you have to build something totally different. A complete ecosystem that tackles the whole problem, right from the very beginning.
So here's how they do it. They break it all down into this simple three-step journey. First up, you have learning. This is where they give you the actual digital skills you need. Then comes earning. Now you take those skills and get to work on real projects, building up your experience. And finally, the most important part, community. They build a network around you, a support system for growth and mentorship. You see, it's not just one thing, it's a whole cycle of empowerment.
And this is what really shows you how different they are. Think about a traditional agency, right? They do a job for you, you pay them, it's done. It's just a transaction. But Bluxel Africa, they're trying to build you a pathway to success. It's not just about delivering a service. It's about building a real community and making sure you have what you need for long-term growth. A completely different mindset.
Okay, so we've talked about the why, this big ecosystem. Now let's get into the what. How do they actually do all this? Well, this is where we look at their core services, and it's all wrapped up in their fantastic tagline, your vision, our craft.
And when you look at what they offer, wow, the range is just incredible. I mean, they build literally everything a new business needs to look professional and trustworthy. We're talking custom websites for e-commerce, portfolios, you name it. Memorable logos and brand guides, even the deep down stuff like SEO strategy to make sure people can actually find you online. It is the complete toolkit you need to build that credibility.
And look, you don't have to take my word for it. You can see the results in what their clients are saying. This quote here really gets to the heart of it, their professionalism. Because listen, it's one thing to build something that looks good. It's another thing completely to make the whole process smooth and seamless, especially for an entrepreneur who is already trying to manage a million different things at once. That is a huge deal.
All right, let's pull back for a second and look at the big picture. Because what they're doing, empowering one entrepreneur here, one business there, it all connects to something so much bigger. A mission for the whole continent. This is really about shaping the future of Africa.
So what does that future actually look like? Well, you have to think way bigger than just business profits. See, by focusing on creating good jobs and pushing economic growth through new ideas and innovation, Bluxel Africa's mission lines up perfectly with the big global goals for sustainable development. So this is not just about making money. No, this is about making a real, tangible impact on society.
So I want to leave you with this question. Just imagine for a moment. What happens when every great African idea, every brilliant mind, every bold entrepreneur is no longer held back by that credibility gap?
What happens when they all have the tools, all the support, and the professional online presence they need to stand tall and compete on the world stage? Think about that, because that is the future that Bluxel Africa is working so hard to build right now.